Okay, let's get started. This is Pod Management Brigade meeting for June 1st of 2020. This meeting is recorded. We will be posting the recordings to our YouTube channel, so please conduct the meeting consistent with it being a public meeting. We don't have anything on the agenda other than the usual status reports. So let's get started with Devmalia. Devmalia, I did see you emailed me during the week with a document for an alarm configuration API proposal. Sorry for not getting back to you on that sooner, but we should are you prepared to discuss that today?
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay, yeah, let's discuss that today. Do you want presentation on that?
Yeah, I can. Yeah, it would be good.
Yeah. So, yeah, can you take presentation rights?
Okay, just give me a minute.
Sure.
Yeah, can everyone see my screen?
Yeah, I see it up.
Okay, so this document is primarily because for setting up ONU, primarily configuring the ONU IQ constant alarms, because those alarms needs to be pre-configured in order to receive indications. So I just want to propose in this document for an API that we could use to like can have that functionality from the of configuring those alarms from the Volta Northbound. So this is the RPC config alarm parameters, and that takes input alarm config proto message, and that proto message is defined here. If you could see. So right now it is only being used for configuring ONU ITU constant alarms, and if in the future we need to configure some other alarms, we can also do that.
So to give a little bit more context for this, this API is needed because this alarm needs to actually be configured on the device itself, right? This is not done in the adapter. This is done on the device. It needs to get plumbed all the way through.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So so if you could see the proto message, so there is nothing much in it. Just just three important fields. There's a device ID and the type of the alarm that we are trying to configure and the actual configuration.
Does this have anything to do with the logical devices managed or the control plane managed by Volta, or should this be something that should be under the new device management API?
No, this is just for the indication that are coming from the device. I don't think it's anything to do with the logical devices.
This goes across OMCI to an ONU, is that right?
I'm not sure about that one.
Yeah, I guess my question would be, I'm wondering, if it's configured on the ONU or if it's configured via BAL on the OLT. Because if it was configured, go ahead.
Yeah, so currently in OpenOLT, we have an RPC to configure certain alarms. For now, we have the ONU I2 constant alarm, but Volta by default doesn't push any configuration, so that has to be done from the northbound. So currently, we don't have any RPC to do that. So basically, this document proposes that RPC in the northbound.
Yeah, but again, is this really device management? If it's device management, does it belong in Volta or does it belong outside of Volta in the device management API? Is kind of where I'm getting at, right?
Yeah, I guess I would be tempted to argue that that alarms are currently under the domain of Volta. I mean, that's how we percolate alarms up. They go through Kafka from Volta. So configuring them being as the reporting mechanism in Volta, the configuration mechanism should be in Volta. I think that would be my argument on that point, though. I certainly see your point, David, that maybe we should ask Andrea whether this overlaps with device management and see if there's a solution there. If this was going over OMCI, I would say definitely it belongs in Volta. But if it's just going to the OLT, then I could see the case going either way.
Yeah, I mean, I get your point. It's just, I think some of the alarms were put in Volta because there was nothing else. And now that there is something else, I think we're gonna have to ask these questions as these come up.
Yeah.
And there's gonna be issues with even existing things that are currently in Volta, and now you've almost got to reevaluate some of that. That Volta kind of deals with the logical devices maybe, and device management deals with the physical. I don't know what the right breakdown is, but
yeah.
All right.
Yeah, so Devmalia, if you could look into, I think it would be helpful to do a little bit more background and see how this is implemented on downward in Volta to see where this actually gets configured, if it's OMCI or BAL layer, or what the actual implementation is. And then also I'll start a conversation including you, myself, David, and Andrea to decide whether we think this belongs in device management or in Volta. So in case you're not familiar, device management, that's a new brigade that is starting up to do some configuration tasks that are considered outside the scope of Volta. Things like setting fan speeds on OLTs, doing things with the LEDs on OLTs, as well as certain reporting of stuff from the OLT, stuff that would formerly have been done in Redfish. So there's certainly a lot of stuff that can happen under the device management umbrella instead of the Volta umbrella.
Okay, one thing, by implementation, do you mean how these are configured in the OpenOLT agent? Is that you mean?
Yeah, just figure out whether this alarm is something that's configured on an ONU or on an OLT, and whether it's by BAL or via OMCI, because that might have some input into where we want this, whether we want it in Volta or inside of the device management.
Okay, sure. Yeah.
I would think the device management daemon that's being developed, we would certainly not want that to start talking OMCI to stuff. That seems like that would be outside of scope there. So if this ended up doing something over OMCI, then perhaps that solidifies the case for this being in Volta. But let's see. It'd just be curious from my perspective to see how this alarm is plumbed through, where this is set at.
Okay, sure.
But yeah, I will start that conversation with Andrea, at least make him aware of this. Does that sound good to you as well, David?
Yeah, sounds great.
So the other thing that came to mind about this, if we did decide to keep this in Volta, we did recently add a get ext value API that was sort of a ioctl type mechanism for retrieving information. We could make this a set ext value, and rather than being an alarm specific API, it could be a general catch-all for configuration stuff that doesn't fit elsewhere. So that would be another potential implementation point if we thought there were other parameters that are not necessarily alarm related that will need to be set over time. I just wanted to point out we did have that precedent for that get ext value API. But yeah, let's first decide whether this goes in device management or goes in Volta.
Yeah, sure.
Any other status, Devmalia?
Apart from this, I had two pending reviews. Those got +1s, but still not merged.
Okay, and those are 2988 and 2324.
Yes.
Let me just take a quick look myself. So 2988 was raised an event when an OLT device handler is removed. Yeah, I'll take a look at that one. And 2324 was the pawn stats. Yeah, and I can take it. Yeah, I'll get both of these reviewed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Thanks a lot, Devmalya, and thanks for doing
Yeah.
the proposal on that API. We'll get to the bottom of where that belongs. So let's move along. Next up.
Yeah. Sure. I'll stop sharing.
Say again, Devmalya.
Yeah. I'll stop sharing my screen. So.
Oh, okay.
If it's, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I can. Let me put mine back up. Okay, so next up should be, let me check the participant list. We don't have Divya this morning. Is Rohan, is Divya off today?
Yeah, she would not be able to join. She has some work actually. So she asked me to update that VOL 901 is for Gerrit review. So she was looking for reviews for that.
Yeah, let me take a look at that. So this is logs from all components together. Yeah, I'll get this reviewed. So this is the one that was doing the chart to do Fluent, I think. Yeah, Volta Curator and logging. Yeah, I will. I tried that out last week and had an issue, but I think she resolved that. So I will make a note to review that as well. And David, once I've tried it out, I'll probably send it your way to see what you think of the Elastic integration and such.
Okay.
Okay, Rohan, so we can proceed with your status then.
Yeah, so last week I've submitted that patch for VOL 3085 for Gerrit review. So I've got +1 on both the patches from you. Right now looking for a second review on that. And yeah, this one.
So is this is 2 patches, so I don't see a +1 from. Okay, so I had a +1. You
Yeah,
probably did
yeah,
rebase on it or something.
yes, yes.
Okay, yeah, I think I asked over. I might have asked for reviews on these over in the stabilization channel. I'll try again to hit up people for that.
Yeah, sure. And for VOL 2571, which is for implementing the whole CTL commands for PM configs. So I've actually done most of the code changes for that. But I think your changes are also there for that whole CTL to use the static protos. So I think we decided that order that your changes will get merged, and after that I should be pushing my changes. So I've currently done most of the changes for that. So once I think your changes will go in, I'll submit my patch.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, my patch is taking a little while to get through because changes some of the output from VoltCuddle, which caused some glitches in QA that have been taking a little while to resolve. So I'm hoping to get some time in to work on that this week. If it does look like it's going to take a while for me to get mine in, then we should revisit holding yours off because I don't want to unnecessarily block you on your work. But let me see how far I get with my patch today.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. And I've also created one more ticket for VOL 3153. So currently, when I was testing the changes for whole CTL, so I saw that the update PM config API, it was failing for the ONU device. So currently the issue was that when a message comes from Kafka to the adapters, so that time we are not, so that time it was actually failing there. So I had to implement one more method. So I've submitted both the patches for that also today.
Okay, great. Yeah, thanks for catching that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me make a note to ask for reviews on 3153, and we'll get those ones done. So that currently there's no test infrastructure to test this, because the only way it would be tested, I assume, is via the Voltcuddle stuff that you're working on.
Yeah, or either through GRP curl it can be tested.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I could try it. I could try it through GRP curl.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks a lot, Rohan. Anything else you would like to discuss?
No, nothing else for now.
Okay. Let's do Girish. Do you have anything you'd like to discuss, Girish?
Yeah, hi. But so from on my actual side, so I actually had posted a 3071 patch set, where I have actually introduced a new logger which is accepting the context as the first argument in all the log methods. So actually just I'm waiting for review on that. It'd be fun to have a look at it at the time.
Yeah, there was some. Let's see. I'm looking for it here. Do you remember the issue number on that?
3071.
3071.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought there was some controversy. Someone. Well, this is under Neha. Someone minus
Yeah.
one'd it. I guess we can discuss that when we get to Neha's work. But so yours are these two here.
Yeah. So it is actually kind of building on top of Neha. So what Neha changes has done in 3069, she has introduced context as the first argument each of the method call. And I think Kent is indicating we should not probably do it for each method,
Yeah.
only for the methods which have context being used, right? That's one possibility we can do, but I think what we have seen is, let's say, I think what we probably assess is, I think roughly around 60% of the methods have log statement, and that context would be required, right? And if we introduce only on those 60%, there's always chance that people leave out context, right? Because we've seen that in other new methods which are introduced. So just to avoid it, I think we thought probably we'll do it in other method, but let's see, I think we probably can discuss it tomorrow if you want to introduce in all the methods or just in the methods, right, where the context is being used for logging. So
Yeah, so I'm just looking at Kent's last point. So he agrees with passing it for every place that you need to call the logger. So it's good we agree on that point. But he doesn't want it passed if it's not used at all. So I guess that would be the point of disagreement, whether to pass it for every single call. Yeah, I do sort of see Kent's point there, that it's not necessary to pass an argument if it's not currently used. So I guess I would lean toward agreeing with Kent on that last point. But do you have a counter argument why you think it should be passed all the time?
Not really, man. It's just more of a convention we thought we will do, but yeah. But if it's okay, I think we don't want to pass. That's all right. I think one aspect which actually made it our life easier, we could do it through a kind of scripting, because it has to be done across all the functions. So just using some intelligent scripting, we could do these changes.
Yeah.
But to do it right, only for method where it is getting used, we have to probably do it manually then most of the things.
Yeah.
So remove okay. That's fine. I think we can probably do that. Not issue. I think so if you feel that's the way, I think we can probably start making changes. So Neha, you can probably then start removing from the method where context is not clear.
Yeah, one thing we could do, we could bring this up for discussion in one of the Voltha channels, just to make sure we are making the right decision here, to see if anyone else has any comment in the community, because I mean, that is a good counter argument, that we have so many places where there are logging messages where it is passed, that maybe it should be passed by convention all the time. I can sort of see both sides on this one. David, do you
I'm
fall?
I'm gonna fall on the thing. If you're not gonna use the parameter, don't pass it. When you need to use it, then pass it rather than put it everywhere. It's the same thing with error returns, right? If we have functions that
Yeah.
return error, but they don't actually ever return error, remove the error, right? Build it out as we need it. Don't pre-optimize in some sense.
Okay.
Okay.
Fine. I think you guys probably, if you agree on that, I think yeah, we can probably do that. So we'll probably start making changes even before tomorrow's call. I think at least we save one day, right?
Okay,
Because,
sounds good.
there are a lot many. Yeah. Okay, fine. So Neha would probably start making changes to as per the comments, right? We'll remove CTX from all the places it is not needed and then move forward.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah. Okay. Other aspect is I started working on 3042, which is basically about introducing that Jagger hem chart into Kind Volta. So it's a work in progress.
You said 3042?
Yeah. No, sorry, not 3042. I think it is 3142. I'm sorry. There's no patch for that.
Okay, yeah.
Just started working on it in the middle of it.
Okay, great. Yeah, and you're reporting this to the BBSim Brigade as well?
Not yet. But yeah, I could not join the last week call. Probably this week I will join and probably.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I know there's interest over there from those guys as to the Jaeger stuff. So yeah, just make sure to keep them up to date as appropriate.
Yeah, sure. I think Matthew do know that yes, I started working on this area, right? Me and Nia are working on this. Okay, probably we'll let them know as well.
Okay, good. Anything else to report, Girish?
No, that is all right.
Okay, Neha, do you have anything you'd like to report other than what we've already discussed?
Other than that, currently I'm started working on 3141, where we have to add the span, but those changes will go after the context-related changes only. We'll update context-related changes first, and then we'll add the span changes. And
Yeah.
apart from that, regarding to 736,
You're breaking up I'm hearing you break up a little bit. I'm having a little bit of trouble hearing you clearly. I heard you that time.
Apart from that, there's 2736, where Volta Go changes have been merged, and other changes, Agent, Volta Go, and OpenORT adapter. Those changes, there will
Yeah,
be a
Neha, we are having trouble. I think. I guess I'm not sure. I think Scott, you're also having problem hearing her, right?
Yeah, I can hear Girish. I can't really hear Nia very well.
Okay.
Oh, is it? I'll try to connect
Nia, if you could just type in Slack, that would probably work for me.
Yeah, Neha, you can probably provide the status of the Slack channel because I think we are having very, I think, trouble hearing you because I think what's not coming through. We're only getting in the
is it audible now?
No, it's still, I think, not that clear. It is slightly clear, Neha, but it's still a mechanical kind of voice.
Oh. Okay. Only 2736 is left to be discussed. Am I audible?
Yeah, I heard enough to get the issue number. So yeah, we did merge the Volta Lib Go part of that.
So like we merged 75 similar way to 76 will also get merged.
Yeah, still not hearing you clearly. It looks like on these we probably need to recheck them now that well, it looks like a Volt Cuddle one is verified, but recheck them now that we've got the Volta Lib Go. Rebase, recheck. I'm assuming they should start passing now that the Volta Lib Go patch is in.
Yeah, and I guess we have to just make it depend on the newer version of Volta Lib, right? So it's a new
Yeah.
version which, sure. So I just
Yeah,
pass on this
update
message.
dependencies and update dependencies, rebase, recheck, and then yeah, we'll try to get these in.
Okay.
Anything else, Neha?
No, that's it from my side.
Okay, sounds good. Anyone else on the call that I didn't cover? I think we've got everyone. Well, thank you, everyone. We will talk again next week. Of course, available on Slack. Should you need anything before next week, don't hesitate to ask. And I'll try to get reviewers lined up for all of these patches that are ready to be reviewed. Thank you, everyone, and talk to you in a week.
Thanks, Scott.
Bye, all.